So the Ferrari F80's just been added to the Crew Motorfest, and boy does Ubisoft want you to know about it. This is the screen you load up to when you start Motorfest. If you go on the summit, 3 of the events require the F80, 6 of the events. So, let's go and buy one of these. 2.5, that is less than expected. Oh, it's given a bundle, so we might save some... We won't save some money because you require crew credits for that. Ooh, a lot of colours. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I like the green. Okay, let's take a look at the visual mods you can do to this. Then we'll do one of the summit events to see what it drives like. We'll see if we can get it into the grand race. And just sort of drive it around apart from that to see what it is like. Visual parts. Aww. Rims, caliper colours, and interior colours. 20 grand! Oof! But we can at least look at the interior a bit here. ALRM. Is that Italian for PRND? It's got a massive iPad as its screen. You can obviously connect your phone to it because there's a little Bluetooth symbol there. You've got mechanical buttons on the steering wheel. That's good. You've got some USB-C ports underneath. Wait, did it change the colour of the F80 logo to be green? It did. I wonder if it does that with custom colours like a chrome pink. Right, let's drive this thing. Whoa, that is fast. And into a pole already. Into another pole as well. This is just full left, full right, full acceleration. And it feels very in control. This is one of the best handling hypercars in the game. Unfortunately for the summit, we'll have to modify it, so that will be interesting to see. When I say modify, I mean just straight up max it. It sounds good! High speeds, this thing is great. What was high speeds? 220, that seems to be its top speed. The brakes are fantastic. You've also got this active aero a bit. Doesn't seem to go up. It doesn't use the wing that much as an air brake as a Bugatti Veyrons say. But it does seem to be using it for cornering more than anything. If you go into a corner... no, it's lifting up even at 170, it lifts upwards. I'm convinced it used to reverse that so that it would have the back of the wing down at high speeds when the Ferrari playlist first came out. I thought that was a bit odd at the time. Maybe there's some reason for it. Maybe that still happens, but I haven't noticed it so far. Let's see... Yes, it does still do that, so that was intentional. Someone can explain the advantage of that. That would be quite interesting, so feel free to do so in the comments. So this is definitely a high-speed car. See if we can do some... It's quite quiet at low speeds. Low speeds. This is motorway speeds in the UK. And as soon as you put your foot down, it just gets a lot louder. Alright, let's have a look at the styling. I honestly think this is the best looking Ferrari ever made. Yes, I know that's controversial, but seriously, it's not so outlandish that it doesn't have the elegance of a Ferrari. That's why I prefer it to an FXXK Evo. Although I personally really like the FXXK Evo. But it also, it's sort of... I've said it before, I'll say it again. It looks like a TVR. It's like if TVR had to make a Ferrari. It's got like angular bits everywhere. Stuff that looks cut out. The black bar at the front, that is... It's on another Ferrari as well. I quite like it. I think it adds to the... It just adds to a bit of the craziness. The rear wing looks like it's straight off a Hot Wheels car from 2004. Rear diffuser's actually smaller than a lot of other Ferraris we've seen that are some more track focused. A massive camera at the front, I'm assuming that's what that is. Oh, you can see there's quite a bit of work on the floor. Why is it so overexposed? I also don't see the complaints about it being too crazy. It's too much like a Lamborghini if Ferrari tried to make a Lamborghini. The F-Series always looked ridiculous. I mean, I also read the complaint that the F80 was too angular. Sorry, have you seen the F40? If people made it today, they'd be comparing it to the Cybertruck. Lob the rear wing off, put it on race suspension. That thing is just a Cybertruck, but in red. The same people complaining about that are say, probably the ones saying the F40 is one of the best pieces of design ever. And also, the old Ferraris being the best looking, like the 250, you're only saying that because other people told you to. Yes, it's a very pretty car, but it's definitely not the nicest Ferrari ever. I mean, the 488 Pista was already the better looking. I agree, like the 360, 430, that sort of generation, those were not particularly good looking cars. They were nice, but they weren't particularly good looking cars. Those definitely weren't as nice as the older cars. But once we got to the 488 Pista and above, they all look better than any old Ferrari. Well, I say old, we do have the Puro Sangue, which is just a Mazda in terms of looks. But this thing is just brilliant. It looks amazing. I'm surprised there hasn't been any mods made for it to actually put it in Cyberpunk 2077. And trust me, I have looked about once a week. It's a shame because we do have the SF90XX and that sort of car. I think that's enough ranting. Basically, I think this is the best looking Ferrari ever. If I were able to choose any Ferrari, it would be this. It just looks amazing. So before upgrading, this car's all-wheel drive, which comes from the front-wheel drive electric motors, which give you 300 horsepower, 900 from the V6 in the back. I know that's the point that people don't like, that it's a V6. How do you get 900 horsepower from a V6? In the olden days, the Americans managed to get about 90 from a V8. Let's go and do some of this Summit stuff. Right, let's see what this thing's like maxed. Such a good looking car. I love the rear in particular. And the black stripe is very cool. Past the Ferrari Enzo we go. You cannot tell me that the Enzo is a good looking car and in the same breath tell me that this isn't. I mean, they've basically got the same outward design language, just this is a bit more modern. They're both just crazy and angular. And to be fair, none of the F-Series cars ever look that good, apart from the LaFerrari and this. Is when the F40 was just a wedge of cheese. The F50 was the same wedge of cheese, but melted a bit, so it's a bit more round. F60 is that thing. F70 is the LaFerrari, which did look quite good. And then we've got this. So basically what I'm saying is the F-Series, they always got better and better and better in terms of looks, so I wonder what the F90 is going to look like. And this is definitely the best looking Ferrari ever. Okay, okay, it handles so much better stock. This just feels like this just feels like every other hypercar in this game. If you're just going to use it to max it, don't bother. This is really a car for, well, driving stock and racing stock in free roam, I suppose. Do not modify this car because just use a different car. It completely ruins it. Oh, of course the Enzo's being driven by an AI called Michael. I love the Easter egg names in this game, it's brilliant. Anyone who didn't go get it, Michael Schumacher had a Ferrari Enzo. Okay, right, what you just missed me saying because my microphone's somehow muted. So basically it feels like an upgrade in terms of power. It doesn't feel like much of an upgrade in terms of handling or feel or anything. So yeah, don't just leave it stock. Upgrade it for this Summit and then immediately stockify it again. And the other thing I was going to say is, if I had to compare it stock to another car, it would be... Where's the Noble? This Noble, the M500. They do feel very similar. The Noble's got a bit more oversteer, but in terms of the feel, once you get it right and how it handles, they're very similar to drive. Right, I've found a grand race session. So we're about to swap into the Ferrari. How the grand race works is every car is in theory balanced, so you don't have an advantage by having a better car. So let's see what it's like. I imagine I won't be the only person in this car. Oh wait, I forgot you can boost. Okay, it's already faster than it is stock, so this has been upgraded by Ubisoft for the grand race. Because stock, it was 220 was its top speed. Even without boosting, it's still pulling way past that. There we go! Into third. I should have probably taken a slower... I say a slower car. I should have concentrated less in the first sector so that when we get to the grand race part of with the Hypercar, I can actually see how it compares to other cars. It doesn't... Oh! Goodbye. Okay, does that have a shortcut there? It is quite fast. I never really know with the shortcuts because going off-road in this game is so punishing. Okay, it definitely has other cars on the handling. I'm not so convinced on the speed yet. Although the speed is never quite clear because that could just be other people boosting. Oh! But I think this feels a lot better than the maxed car. It doesn't feel quite as nice as the stock F80. It feels very similar. It isn't quite as nice though. It's faster than a Formula 1 car, it turns out. Oh wait, all hypercars are. When once they're mildly modified. Here we go, coming back. Those two corners were brilliant. Beautiful setup for this. So conclusion, first race with the F80, quite impressed. Conclusion for the F80 as a car, very impressed, not disappointed at all. Podium on the first grand race I've done with it, brilliant. But yeah, this is such a good looking car and stock. So nice. So nice to drive. Definitely, at least in this game, proving my point that this is the best Ferrari ever. With that, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do consider liking and or subscribing. Have a nice day. That was terrible. Goodbye.